in the Hebrew writings about creation that we have recorded in Genesis. These creation myths, they stand in stark contrast to the other creation narratives of its time. Those other stories, right? Every people group had a different story about the way they thought the world was first created. And these other narratives, they all tell the tale of a violent God. A God who creates out of a fitful rage and a tearing apart of bodies to create other bodies out of. They're gruesome depictions of barbaric gods of might. These other ancient creation narratives, they were told by the imperial cultures of the day. They were told by the nations who dominated and controlled and oppressed smaller nations. Through this empire lens, even the act of creating new life was one of violence and control. And then you have this group of oppressed people, the Jews in exile. They know these violent and controlling stories well. They have lived through their reign. They're wandering in the wilderness and pondering the meaning of life. And they begin to voice ideas they have about what would life look like if maybe there was a God who creates from an outpouring of love. A God who creates humanity out of a pouring out of her own self. A vulnerable God. It was, at the time, a radically innovative idea about the way of things. And so we have in Genesis chapter 1, in these gorgeous Hebrew imaginings of a new way, we have a God who hovers over the emptiness and the darkness and the chaos. And this word that the Hebrew people used to describe God's posture, this word hovered, it's the same word for how a hen broods. In fact, in other places in their scriptures, God is described like a mother hen protecting her vulnerable eggs, using the same Hebrew word for hover. So in the beginning, God hovers like a mother hen, broody in the face of emptiness and chaos and darkness. She's fiercely committed to birthing new life. When I think about soul care, as we've been discussing these past few weeks, I think about the dark night of the soul. Those times when our own personal being seems to resemble that of the Genesis chaos. Dark, empty, a meaningless void. I've been thinking about this universal human experience, and I've been wondering, what if we responded to it the same way Mother God would? What if we hovered over our darkness like a brooding hen, fiercely committed to new life?
There's nothing particularly imposing about a hen. There's no sharp teeth, no terrible claws, no brute strength to defend herself. And though a brooding hen will peck and claw like a deranged warrior, domination is her last line of defense. Biological mothering begins with vulnerability, with the repurposing of precious resources, of cells and energy and calories and intention to the creation of something entirely new. To protect this new life beginning, organs are shifted, blood is rerouted, space is made, and to mother from the very beginning requires generosity. Standing opposite the posture of empire, which exiles and usurps and displaces, mothering shifts herself to make space. Mother God carves out a hollow in her womb, widens the warm safety under her wings, expands where she is needed to cover and to tend. To mother is to notice. To make space, you have to understand the need, so mothering hovers and watches and listens. Mothering sees. Mothering is scanning the room for the wound, hearing the silences between words, knowing who has eaten and where all the fear is hiding. Mothering audits, then shelters. Mothering watches, then lifts. Mothering can't show up in empire's shoes because mothering is the antithesis of violence. Where empire takes, mothering gives. Where empire demands, mothering offers. Where empire is self-defensive, mothering puts her body between the threat and her beloved. Mothering voluntarily makes himself vulnerable. Mothering offers their self instead. None of us had perfect mothers. None of us are perfect mothers, but we have all witnessed perfect acts of mothering. In small ways and unimaginable ones, we've seen the way the world shifts when mothering arrives and notices arrives and hovers, arrives and wraps all the chaos up under her wings. Mothering sets aside organs, or expectations, or empires, or her best laid plans to make space, to make safe space, to heal.
And so when your soul cries, when it is your dark night, what if you practiced mothering? Broody mothering. Maybe the next time your soul is feeling sick or heavy or empty, maybe you can practice nesting. Guarding the space from intrusion. In this time of dark night, of soul sickness, you know that you're extra vulnerable in this time, and so you protect the space. It is vulnerable space. It is to be protected. So you hover over the chaos, and you discern where the need is. You cultivate warmth and soft holding spaces. You look for your own hunger and your own fear, and you respond with feeding and tending and nursing yourself whole. What if you hovered over your dark night like a mother hen? And listen, a mother hen never worries if her brooding will be misunderstood. So I wonder what it would look like if the next time we faced a dark night of the soul, we became just broody about it, intense in our commitment to the new life we know is on the way. And of course, this means that we must refuse to any longer metaphor the darkness as barren. What did the Hebrew scriptures say about Mother God's response to the emptiness, to the darkness, to the expanse, to the chaos? She hovered like a mother hen because she sees our chaos and she knows it means beauty and becoming are on their way. She sees our chaos as birthplace. Not only that, but she joins us there. What if we trusted her presence? What if we trusted ourselves to mother our own souls? Trusted in our capacity to heal, trusted in our God-given resiliency, trusted the darkness to do what it has always done, birth us. And so, my friends, as we go about this next week, I know that in these times we will face darkness and chaos, even this coming week. And so as we face that, we invite us to look at it like a mother hen, to hover just above it and to assess the need, to prepare us for this coming week and to have this God-like posture over our own darkness and chaos. We're going to spend just a few moments here meditating on this idea of mother hen posturing over our own lives. So we're going to take some deep breaths together, and Karyn's going to lead us in this meditation. And I invite you to just take a moment to continue this metaphor that we've presented to you this morning, to let that visualization just kind of wash over you and sit with you. Let yourself see it and feel it, experience it in a bodily way. Eyes closed, if that's what makes you feel cozy, comfortable and ready and focused and centered. Maybe a hand on your belly. Maybe you go ahead and go all the way with the metaphor and put your arms like wings. Whatever you need to do to get in the space and feel it.
May we come gently to mother our own dark nights and chaos.
Deep breath in. Let your belly expand. Let yourself be full.
May we come in mothering's soft-soled shoes, come with generosity to our weariness, come with listening ears to our anger.
Deep cleansing breath. Belly expanding, let her be full, full, full. Love her in the fullness.
When darkness swirls deep and wild and untenable, may our imago Dei, our image of the divine, be arms that gather and wings that protect.
Another deep breath around that idea. Hold the image in your mind and in your belly. in your gut, in your intuition.
May we breathe in and widen our own wings. Remember, we are made of this same softness. Remember, we can be both birthing and born in a moment. Remember, we are always more than one thing at a time. May our broody self-protection be shameless.
Deep breath around that idea, my friends. Shameless in your broody protection of yourself.
May we come to our despair with gentle creativity and fierce mama confidence. May we hollow out space for what is becoming. May we move whatever is necessary out of its way. May we hover over the chaos, still, tending, and knowing. May we trust in and protect all that is waiting to be born.
Trust and protect. Amen.